BIT. Impulse is a biomedical annual technical fest organized in collaboration with BMESI India and BMSA. It is celebrated with great enthusiasm in VIT, with hands-on workshops, competitions, and fun game events. And here we are with the next event on the power of redefining the possibilities, a motivational session. I would like to quote few lines before I start the introduction for today's speaker. मंजिल उन्हीं को मिलती है जिनके सपनों में जान होती है यूं ही पंख होने से कुछ नहीं होता हौसलों से उड़ान होती है Our today's speaker strongly makes us believe in these lines. Today, we are proud to have Mr. Danesh Kanagraj, who is the founding director of Aclude Foundation, 5 times TEDx speaker, and an entrepreneur. Though affected by muscular dystrophy, he did not let his physical disability to stand in the way of his accomplishments. He is a self-motivated and optimistic personality and has a history of owning startups and working for the world's most distinguished companies such as Google, Dell, Samsung, Coke, Mahindra while pursuing his graduation. He is an active blogger and motivator with thousands of followers. He runs his transportation and earth mover company. Also, he was the managing director at Exemplo Management Services. He is a motivational public speaker, presented as vice chair for Technical United Conferences, delivered guest lectures, and significantly 5 TEDx talks, being the inspiration to masses. He has spoken over on 160 plus stages, 60 plus webinars, and impacted 20,000 plus people. He has been felicitated with numerous awards. He is a skilled preceptor and writer. He is one of the most enthusiastic and dynamic personality. His generosity, robustness, and confidence keeps a motivated aura, living by the phrase "leaving the movement." He is a storytelling trainer who helps entrepreneurs and corporate leaders to effectively communicate using the power of stories which connect, inspire, and instill respect mutually. He speaks about his life and how he overcome all the barriers in his life. I request you all to put your questions in the chat box. They will be addressed at the end of the session. Sir, we are privileged to have you here connected with us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Karuna, and good evening to each one of you out here. And thank you so much for the opportunity given to me to present myself in the Impulse event. I hope everybody is able to hear me loud and clear.
Yes, sir.
Lovely, great. So the topic for the day is redefine the possibilities. So what are the things that you want to hear from me, or what are the doubts that you have, or what comes to your mind when you hear this statement called redefine the possibility? Can you put it in the chat box? What comes to your mind first when you hear this statement called redefine the possibility? Can you all put it in the chat box? Karuna, can you please help me with the chat box? Sorry, I'm using Teams for the second time. I don't know much about this.
Yes, sir, sure.
You can just read out the messages if anything is coming in.
Yes, sure, sir. Yes, sir, but there is no message yet.
No messages yet, no problem. As expected. Great. I hope everybody is able to see my screen.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Visible. Great. So there are a lot of challenges, I feel, when we talk about redefining the possibility. As a student or as in the youth wing, if you see, there's a lot of challenges that that students have been facing, or in the age group that you all are in, have been facing. The first is overthinking. Second is self-doubt. Third is about the comparison that you have with others. The fourth is about the negativity. There's a lot of negative environment that we live in today. The fifth is clarity of thoughts, confusion, fear of judgment, fear of unknown things. There's a lot of other fears also, but I've just mentioned two, and etc. etc. Now, how many of you feel these are the challenges that you've been facing in your journey? And I'm sure there will be first year, second year, final years, or third years or final years. And I'm very sure each one of you have been facing one or the other challenges mentioned out here. And that is the exact time when we keep thinking about the possibilities. And possibility is such a word that we use, on our day-to-day life very easily. Like if we have an idea, we ask our friends or we ask our colleagues, is there a possibility of making this work? Is there a probability of making this work? You know, does this, I mean, is there a possibility that this idea might work, this idea might not work? So we use this vocabulary or a word called possibility very loosely, but it has a lot of significance to the word, and it has a lot of weight that it can give us, a lot of wings to our dreams and goals. Now, now that we have seen what are the kind of challenges, I would like to also tell you that opportunities are coming, always comes from challenges. Now, challenges are what makes life interesting, and overcoming them is what makes life more beautiful. And life is more beautiful when we are able to overcome our challenges. Because when we overcome our challenges, there's a lot of things that we have to do inside ourselves, outside ourselves, in order to see the kind of vision that we have, in order to see the opportunities, or to see the possibility that we can conquer or achieve through our dreams and goals. This is me, Danesh Kanagraj. Uh, my introduction was done. Perhaps when you see me visually, there's a lot of I'm sure there's a lot of there's a difference, variation. Everything comes to your mind, like how what has happened, how did this person did what, etc. 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 I'm sure a lot of questions might arise in your mind. So before that, I would just like to tell you what are the challenges that I face. Because when I tell you what are the challenges that I face, that's when I can tell you how to see the possibilities in even such kind of challenges. And when you understand that, it will be much easier for every one of you to compare or to use this analog. In order to use this analog, can drive conclusions, drive lessons out of the entire session, and apply them strongly in your own life, in order to remove these challenges, remove these obstacles, remove can look forward to the opportunities and possibilities of the vision that you have, or the goals that you have. Are we all good to go? See, I cannot keep talking like this. It doesn't. So, if I can have the videos on, or at least chat messages. I all here. Let's not have a monologue out here. Doesn't feel good on a motivational session. So the first challenge that I face is getting up from the bed or lying on the bed, because uh, I am on a wheelchair because of a deadly disorder, a neuromuscular disorder, which affects my nerves and muscles throughout the body from the head to the toe. My forelimbs doesn't work. That means my both the hands and both the leg doesn't work. Though I have very minimal minimal working legs and hands, by which I can manage to run my computer or to move myself on a from wheelchair. but completely it's an 100% disability that I have. So I need 24/7 assistance from a caregiver or from the parent or from anybody who are there around. So the first challenge is getting up from the bed or lying down from the bed. Second is shifting from the wheelchair to a chair or to a bed or from a bed to the wheelchair, etc., etc. Then the third is the most important challenge of the entire day is the washroom activity. Going to the toilet, getting bathed and everything. The fourth is dressing up. Fifth is eating of the food. I always eat with either spoon, and if I am not able to eat, somebody has to feed me. The sixth is water. I mean, I cannot go and take my own water from the kitchen or from the water bottle. I cannot open the water bottle also because there's a lot of loose muscle that I have in my hand. So I always use a straw to drink water. The seventh is meetings. I go for a lot of meetings. I go for a lot of motivational sessions like this. But this is an online event. But I go for a lot of offline events as well. So that's a different ball game of challenges altogether because I have to see each and everything sitting out here and I have to check out the entire plan from I leave my house until I come back to my house, looking at the infrastructure, looking at the car, looking at the preparation, looking at the microphone, etc., 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 everything. The eighth is the car that I just mentioned. Ninth is the building or the infrastructure. If I come to your college, I might not know whether it is an accessible infrastructure or not. Do I have a lift to go to the third floor? Do I have the lift to, access the auditorium that you have? Do I have the ramp to, get into the ground floor? Like, is there any staircase before I enter the infrastructure or the building? I have to think a lot before I go to any place. Any place uh, what I mean by any place is a nearby hotel, nearby restaurant, or till a nearby college or nearby city wherever I'm traveling to. The 10th is laptop typing. I cannot type on my laptop. I use an on-screen keyboard. Many of you might be use familiar with that. 11th is again washroom thrice or four times in a day. I have to access washroom. So again, it's a challenge, a huge challenge. Shifting from wheelchair again, it's a repeated point. So when I tell you all these things, these are all simple things that you have been doing without even giving your conscious effort to call these 11 pointers written out here. But for me, But for me, I have to give a conscious effort. I have to give a conscious thought. I have to plan for all these 11 things, or might be more than 11 things that I have mentioned here, but every day in and day out. Now, these are the everyday challenges. I have just written down the monotonous challenges that I face, but there are few challenges which comes out, freshly to you. Life keeps giving you surprises. That also keeps happening. Now, where do I see possibility? Are itna challenges keep us. Where do I see possibilities in life? Right. Before I get into the possibilities of the entire game, I just want to tell you more about myself. That's when you'll understand where I am coming from. Because whatever I'm going to tell you today, how are we going to overcome our challenges or redefine our possibilities or overcome our obstacles. I am coming up with whatever I have experienced in life or whatever I have practiced in life diligently over the last one decade or over the last 10 years is what I'm going to speak. There's no book knowledge. There's nothing from internet. Nothing. This is all from my life. Whatever I am going to tell you. Before that, I just want to reintroduce myself in a way that I do. This is a standard slide or a template that I showcase in each and every session of mine. I'm an electronic and telecommunication engineer, having done 4 years, 4 to 4 years of study. Again, I've done MBA in marketing because I love marketing. I love public relationship, and I don't know how many parents forced their children to go for engineering, but even I was forced to go to engineering. Then I pursued what I like the most, that is MBA in marketing. I am a lifelong learner. What do I mean by lifelong learner is I learn from each and everything that I do. Whatever I experience in life is a learning for me. I read a lot of books. I write a lot of articles and blogs, etc. That comes to the fore point that I am a blogger and writer. Got more followers. I've spoken in 179 plus stages. I travel extensively. Can I read more? So I have a habit in the morning that I get up early in the morning at around 5:30, between 5 o'clock to 5:30. I read at least 5 pages in a day, and I write at least 1 page in a day. So I cannot get up from the bed as soon as I wake up. So I have to lie down on my bed. So I don't want to waste my time as soon as I get up from the I wake up from my sleep. So I use my mobile phone called the Kindle to read 5 pages in a day, and just to write 1 page, that is around 250 words to 300 words, in my notepad on my phone. So that's my everyday ritual that I do in the morning. That's what I call it as, my reading, writing, and traveling hobby. I worked with three state governments in Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu as a consultant for inclusion and accessibility in the Ministry of Disability and Social Welfare. Uh, Aclude Foundation is my NGO. I already also run the training and development company. Now this slide, does this slide look as a possibility to everybody? Now I need to hear now I need to hear some thoughts from you all, some messages from you all. It cannot go on like this monotonously. It's almost 18 minutes under the session. It cannot go like this. Hello, is anybody here? Can I hear some comments? Can I hear somebody speaking
Good
or any
evening,
messages?
good evening, good evening, sir. Myself, Dr. Maninder.
Yes, Manikandan.
Yeah, we have doing a project with student level project, boarding this physically challenged people into that train.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can get INE award also,
Okay. I
but it
didn't
is
get
not.
the entire thing properly, but
It,
Manikandan, we'll discuss this post the session if you don't mind. But just I'm just asking about the session. Any comments on the session is what I'm asking. Do you see the slide that I'm showing, and do you see the possibility? Do you see this slide as a possibility? Yes. And
Yes,
whatever
sir.
challenges that I am very sure, like, so-called cabled bodied people are sitting out here. I am very sure you might not even, seen or, experience such kind of a challenges, or maybe temporary, or but might not have experienced it as a permanent disability or a challenges like this. Now, where does the entire courage, where does the entire strength comes from? The solution for every problem lies within the problem. The solution is always within you. The first thing is the solution lies within the problem. The second is the solution always lies within you. Like as the solution lies always in the answer. I mean the answer always lies in the question. Likewise, the solution is always within you. And the third thing is solution is you itself. I want you to distinguish, you know, between these three statements. It's powerful thing that I keep practicing in my life, and I keep preaching about this always. That the solution lies within the problem. The solution is within you, and the solution is you itself or me itself. Because what we usually do is, even the smallest of the smallest challenges that we face, we start cribbing about it. The first question that we ask is why should I be going through all these things? or why God has chosen me for all these things. And then we get into this, blame game. Then we get into the comparison game. Then we get into fear. That we get into a lot of other stuff, which gets us into, which leads us to lack of confidence, lack of everything, everything, everything. So the foundation to redefine the possibility is this. So I have 5 pointers for each one of you. If you wish to take notes, you can go ahead and take notes. Otherwise, you can keep listening, continue listening to me. The first thing that I did when I was in the year almost in when I was 15 or 17 years old, that's when the entire drama of muscular dystrophy or disability happened to me. So this is a progressive disorder that happens, and as the age increases, the ability to do things starts decreasing. So so if you ask me before 5 7 years, I was able to walk with a stick. I was able to walk. I was able to ride bicycle, bicycle, gearless bicycle, drive car, I used to go long drive, and the only thing that I love doing is driving car. And after disability, and after the entire thing has, the cord has strung to me, I have to stop driving car. And whatever you like the most, and when you have to stop doing it because of the natural force or because of the universal force or anything that has happened to you, is the worst thing that can happen to anybody. But I tell you, on the 1st of January 2017, after all the treatments I've been going through for the past 6 years, from 2011 to 2016, it was 1st January 2017. I distinctly remember this day because something significant has happened on that day. I sat on the balcony of my house, and I was just looking outside at around 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning. And that's the day I was just seeing and just asking, talking to myself that, am I only worthy of this? Should I be only confined inside the four walls of the room throughout my life? Am I not capable of anything more than this? Am I not worthy of doing anything more? Will I be, cash dependent as I am today throughout the life on my parents or uh, on my parents and etc. etc. And all these questions started cropping up that day. And after half an hour time, I don't know what thought strike me. I decided that day. I just saw, sitting at the window. I just saw the sky, and I decided that henceforth I will never crib about whatever challenges I go through. I will never crib about whatever obstacle that comes my way, but I'll definitely do whatever is possible, or whatever I am able to do with whatever I have it in hand. Because though I have a lot of n number of challenges that I face every day, but I have my mind in place. I still have a rich education that I have pursued. I still have good communication skill by which I can do a lot of stuff. I understand a lot of process. I mean, I started to evaluate myself. I started to boost myself. I started to give pep talks to myself first, than to go to the world and speak on all these topics. Now, what am I trying to tell you here is, whenever there is a challenge, or whenever there is an obstacle, always start asking questions to yourself. Always begin with always begin with questions rather than keeping you blaming, rather than cribbing about the problem, rather than cribbing about the obstacles, rather than having the prolonged fear. When you sit, talk to yourself, ask valid questions, ask proper questions to yourself. You yourself will give answers to your problem. And remember the three things that I've told you as a foundation. that the solution lies within the problem, solution is within you, and solution is you yourself and myself. And since 2017, January 1st, I have never looked back on anything. I have just marched ahead. Whatever comes my way, I have found solution for it. I used to overcome challenges every day, and I have taught a lot of people around me also how to, deal with all these things. So the first thing is keep asking questions to yourself. Keep keep talking to yourself positively. I don't mean positively. There's a lot of myth around positivity, but talk to something that you won't say to anybody else. Positivity is nothing but talking something legit, talking something genuine, talking something heart to heart conversation to your own self, and you'll enjoy doing that. you know Talk about the stories that you have conquered in the past. Talk about the first time you were proud about yourself. Talk about the time when you won the first prize in something. Talk about the things that you are very proud of, etc., etc. And how do you do all these things? The first is catch when you are getting into negative zone, or you are experiencing some challenges. Try to control it. If you are not able to control it, challenge it with your questions. When you challenge it with your questions, you yourself will start changing your vocabulary. You'll start changing your mode of communication. Your language will start changing, and that's the game of cherishing the self-talk. Are you all clear with this first point that I wanted to make? That's the day when I redefined the possibility of the entire game. 2017 in January, I did the entire exercise with myself, and you won't believe the first stage, the first public stage platform that I went on to speak was one of the world's largest and the biggest public forum called as TEDx in Chennai. This happened on 17th March 2017. Possibilities are there everywhere. It depends on you how you want to challenge them, how you want to overcome them. Self-discipline. The second thing is self-discipline. My the second thing that I keep practicing is self-discipline. When I was talking to Keisha about the entire session, what is the thing that you want to learn from this entire thing? We had a deep discussion over all these things. That is exactly when I found out this is the thing that I can tell each one of you. Self-discipline in not just bigger things, but in small things. Small things, what it means? Waking up on time. You're waking up time, go to bed time, your sleeping time, reading time, breakfast, lunch, dinner, or supper, your study time, learning time, hobbies, your home activity when you help your mother, father, your social media time, etc., your project time, etc. See, discipline is not about being perfect. Discipline is about making progress every day in the same time that you have fixed for yourself. And discipline is the only core value, is the only value that you can, take back along with you throughout your journey. Because we always have this, I'm very sure 70% or more of the students here have this phobia of being perfect or doing everything perfect. I tell you, there is nothing called as perfect. There's always something called as progress in life. What counts today is not what you have done. What counts today is what you have progressed. So always have a discipline in your life and start from your, we have this very lack of self-discipline in time management. We don't understand time management. We waste a lot of time here and there, and then we regret the time that we have wasted in the entire day, in the week, and the months that we have passed. So set a discipline. Don't set a timeline for you. Don't set a timetable for yourself, but set a discipline for yourself. Because timetable is a process, discipline is a habit. And when you set a habit for yourself, that's when you keep practicing that habit every day, that's when you find progress and when you find success. In the morning at around 6 o'clock, getting up. Bathing. I mean, how many of you bathe just after getting up from the bed? This is a very serious problem in the youth or the people today. They don't go for bathing just after getting up from the bed. They'll go for bathing in the afternoon or in the evening, etc., etc. Because of it, there's a lot of health issues that comes in. There's a lot of psychological health effects that also comes in because of that. Now these are all small things. You might feel that why is this guy speaking about waking up in the morning and bathing? But these are all psychological effect that gives you energy, potential, makes you worthy of living that day with full of energy. Because I have been practicing for the last over a decade time, and I know what it happens when you practice self-discipline. So don't set timelines for yourself, don't set timetables for yourself, but inculcate a habit of self-discipline in you. So let me also give you a tip. If you're not able to, if you're not able to focus on the self-discipline, just at the end of the day, at around 9 o'clock p.m. or at the 10 p.m., just write down what you have accomplished in the entire day or what you have done in the entire day. Whatever 5 things, 10 things, 15 things that you have done in the entire day. Just do that practice for 7 days. I am telling you, on the 7th day, at the end of the 7th day, your writing, your journal itself give you a tight slap saying that you waste a lot of time. From the 8th day onwards, you yourself will get on the line. Because all the 7 days that you keep writing whatever I have done in the entire 7 days, that might give you a tight slap, because you yourself will realize how much time that I am wasting, how much time should I be investing in worthy things, how much time that I should be investing in a lot of good activities that I can do in order to inculcate good skill development or whatever that you want to do. So self-discipline is my second point for you people. The third thing is it all starts with you. As it all began with me, it all starts with you. So, nobody chooses you. You have to choose you. The career that you don't choose your career. The career chooses you. You don't choose your, in life, there's a lot of things that you don't choose. They choose you. And when people choose you, career choose you, a lot of other things choose you, you have to be worthy enough in order to understand the kind of opportunity that is knocking on your door. That is exactly what has happened to me when motivational speaking or inspirational speaking knocked my door in March 2017 through TEDx. Believe you me, I had no experience in communicating publicly. I have never ever gone on stage and spoken in front of hundreds or thousands of people. I don't know how to communicate my thoughts to people. And you imagine a platform like TEDx happening to me. And then I went on stage. I did a lot of blunders on stage. I learned communication, then I practiced. Then today, I mean, it's a different ball game altogether. I cannot deliver speech in front of 10 number of people in front of me. But when it chose me, when motivational speaking as a career chose me, that's when I had to understand the entire game of the opportunity that is knocking my door. And that is exactly when opportunities keep knocking you, the challenges keep knocking you, obstacles keep knocking you. That is exactly when you have you have to see the larger picture, the larger perspective, in what the opportunity lies in for you. The first thing is uniqueness. Coming, you stands for uniqueness. I always believe that in uniqueness. You are unique, I am unique. What you can do, I might not be able to do, and what I might be able to do, you might not be able to do. And it all boils down to our uniqueness. Just because just because somebody is trying to do something doesn't mean that we should also be doing that. Just because somebody has given an opinion about you doesn't mean it becomes true about yourself. It all boils down to uniqueness. I do things really differently. Though I'm a human being, I do things differently because of the disability that I have, but I do things really, really differently. And sometimes people stare at me, people question at me, people pass comments at me, but it doesn't make any sense to me because whatever comments that people throw at me, or people ask, people stare, that doesn't give. I don't give any shit to them. And likewise, that each one of you should not be giving any kind of significance to people around you, giving negative comments, throwing stones at you, or asking derogatory or passing out derogatory comments on you, or all such kind of things. Because in this patriarchal community, or in the country like India, living with a disability is so much of a trouble, so much of a pain, and so much of a challenge. They say that attitude is the biggest barrier for disability, not any other thing. So when you start becoming unique, when you start becoming different from others, these are the exact stones that will be thrown at you also. So that is the exact time when you have to think about yourself. You don't have to compare about yourself. You have to define a definition for yourself. You have to define the possibilities that for yourself, etc., etc., etc. And you know better than me. I don't have to guide you because the solution lies within you. The answer is you, and the answer lies within yourself itself. Know your worth. When you do not know your worth, when you don't tell your worth to others, people might not know what are you worthy for. Always think beyond boundaries. Today, when Mahendra Singh Dhoni or Virat Kohli doesn't think beyond boundaries, will they be in the talks that we keep doing? Absolutely no. Always think beyond the boundaries that you're thinking. It might be right, it might be wrong, you might fail, you might succeed. That is absolutely fine. Until and unless you're making progress, that is exactly what matters every day. Understand your potential more than anything. Understand about yourself, understand about your worthiness, understand about your potential. If you don't understand about your potential, somebody will define you smaller than what you're worthy for. And that is exactly when you are undermined. That is exactly when your possibilities are not defined the right way. And this is the exact place where we need to redefine our possibilities. Because we might be aiming for stars, but we might only, reach the roof. Do we deserve the roof or do we deserve the stars? We of course deserve the stars, right? So understand your potential. I'll come to the fifth point later. I mean, I'll come to the fifth point later. Any doubts so far? Is it going? Are you all understanding? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
So, I just have two more points. Just bear with me.
Motivating.
Just thank you so much. I just cover it in 10 minutes, and then I'll open the floor for question Q&A. The fourth is develop. What do I mean by develop? See, when Kai got out of the college in 2015 from my engineering, everybody had resume in their hands. But just because I was on a wheelchair, I didn't know what to do. Neither did I have job, nor did I have a career, nor did I have a business. I had nothing in hand to do. And as you know, 2015 to 2017, I took almost 2 years because I went through a rough patch. And after that, a lot of people told me, develop your skills. And after I developed my skill, I stopped developing my resume. I started developing my profile. And today, my dear friends who are listening to me, though you are not going through any kind of challenges or obstacles today in your life, life is beautiful that you are living today. Be grateful for that. But do not develop resume. Develop your profile. Develop your portfolios. Tell stories about what you do to people. Tell stories about your hobbies. Tell stories about what you have achieved in life, what you have failed in life. And believe you me, that is the exact way by which we can showcase our worthiness, showcase our potential to the world. All of you sitting out here has a unique potential in you, has a unique worthy in you. And I strongly believe that if I am able to prepare my profile in just 2 years, I'm very sure that you will also be able to prepare your profile in just 2 years.
Hello, sir. Sir, you are not audible.
I think there is some issue with him.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, sir will be joining in 2 minutes.
Till then, I request all the participants to please put their questions in chat box. He will address us once he is back.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
I'm really sorry. There's some network issue at my end. Really sorry. Hello.
Yes, sir. Now you are audible.
Now I am audible. I'm really sorry. I don't know what happened. I've joined through my. So I'll just continue with my talk. I hope you don't mind. Um, so I was at I was at this point called do not develop your resume, develop your profile. So I'm really sure that each one of you deserve or has a worthy of your potential or is worthy of creating a profile than a resume. That is how you can showcase a lot about you to the world, and that's how you can redefine the possibilities for yourself, because you might not know what is possible for you, what are you worthy of, what is your potential, etc., etc. Perhaps through my blogs, how I received a call for a call to speak on stage for a TEDx. That is exactly how through your portfolio or through your profile, you might be invited to any other things like as significant as TEDx in life. So this things does happen, miracles do happen, keep believing in them. The second is develop things that people can't take away from you. Now, what do I mean by that is develop things, maybe your network, maybe your skills, maybe a unique ability of yours. Develop something very unique that people can't take away from you. It could be a skill, it could be a hobby, it could be a network, anything of that sort. So when you develop those kind of a thing, that's when you showcase your strength. That's when you showcase your worthiness. The third is to develop your network. I mean, I'm a firm believer of what uh, network is your net worth. For the last over a decade time, a lot of people in my, more than my family, relative, extended family, my friends and my business friends have helped me a lot in order for me to gain this kind of success whatever that I had in life today. Because whatever challenges I go through or whatever obstacle that I am going through, a lot of friends have been supporting me. A lot of friends have been, helping me in overcoming all these things. So always develop your network, may it be professional, may it be personal network. Always keep developing your network. The fourth is develop everything based on people. Develop everything based on people, because what happens is when you develop the product, when you develop a procedure, those are all uh, systematic. Those are all which comes under system. Those are which comes under a lot of all these kind of things. But when you cannot develop everything based on people, that's when your humanity comes ahead. That's when you believe in solving people for the humanity. That's when you believe, doing something for the fellow people. Like for every big startup that you see, may it be Amazons of the world, may it be, of the world, or any giant companies that you see, they always have people in the front. They always develop everything around the people that they are serving to, may it be Swiggy's or Zomato's, etc., etc., etc. Anything. So always develop everything based on people. So this was my fourth point. The fifth is the attitude and character. I mean, this is the important, very significant thing, I tell you. Attitude and character in life changes the world, changes the dynamics, changes the orbit that you're standing on. Because your attitude defines who you are, your character defines what you can do. Both of these combined can take you to bigger heights in life. And can gratitude, can character should always be given the first priority in whatever you do, because challenges, or obstacles, or anything that keep how do you respond to it? How do we respond to a challenge is what makes a complete difference about yourself or about myself. The first thing is don't focus on earning money. Now I am very sure that people might come to debate with me on this point. People might be against on me on this point, that don't focus on earning money, but focus on serving and solving problem for others. Now what happens is when you start focusing on money, money becomes, we always keep working for money, but money is a factor that should come behind you, not before you. And that is the exact reason when we have to focus more on serving for others and solving problems for others. Whatever problem that you can solve for others is what you can do the best with your worthiness, with your uniqueness, etc., etc. The second is how do you do one thing is how you do everything. Like if you get up in the, like I said in the first second slide, in the discipline slide, that if you get up early in the morning and you by evening or afternoon, that shows you how you can prolong something or how you can postpone something. And through that, people will also come to know about your character, that you are a person who can postpone anything. So how you do one thing is how you do everything. So one thing defines your everything. The third, never underestimate others. Never ever underestimate others. And never underestimate others by just looking at their outer appearances, by the clothes that they wear, by the makeup that they wear, by the cloak, by the gadgets that they have, etc., etc., etc. Because at the end of the day, what matters is the knowledge, is the character, is the attitude of the person, and the skills of a person. More than that, there's nothing that matters. So never underestimate others in your journey. The next point that I want to cover is always have gratitude. Gratitude in the sense, always be grateful for what you have. Because when you're grateful for what you have, you will always find more miracles happening to you in the future. Because the moment I became more grateful for what I have in life, that is when the life and the universe together started throwing a lot of opportunities on me to gain a lot of experience, to serve others, solve people's problem, etc., etc., etc. So always have gratitude for each and every small things that you have and that people have done for you. The next point is something very significant that has come to me after a lot of going through such kind of rough patches. Is called as respect and care. इज्जत मतलब हिंदी में अगर मैं बोलूं, it's called as इज्जत and कदर. So always respect each other, always respect others, and always care for others. When you care for others, I mean, it has a very deep psychological meaning to all these things. When we are focused towards our goal, when we are focused towards our dreams and success in life. But because when we don't care about the people that they are there around us, we cannot care about the larger world or our larger dreams and the goals that we are having in life. I mean, if you have not written anything throughout the session, please write these two words for me: respect and care, izzat and qadar. I mean, it means a lot for a lot of people whom they do not get this. And the last point is potential and possibilities. Your potential and possibilities is directly or indirectly proportional to the success or to the dreams and the goals that you can achieve in your life. So with that, I open the floor for questions. If you have any questions that you want to ask, or if you have any comments or anything that you want to talk to me, tell me. I have just one slide left, which I will cover at the end. But before that, I would like to go to the questionnaires. Any questions?
Yes, sir. There are many questions in chat box. So the first is, how can one handle failure?
I think we just have to focus on progress. It is always good to fail fast and proceed forward. Fail fast, fail forward. Uh, more the times that you're failing, more the times you're progressing, more the times you're getting going ahead or going forward. So if you have failed once, congratulations, and my best wishes for the next step.
So the another question is, if there are too many obstacles in your goal, should we change it or keep fighting for the same goal?
I mean, this is quite subjective because I don't know the context, so I can only answer this generically. So uh, it depends on the person who is choosing the goal. It depends on the person who is tackling with these challenges. So, but my words are, the solution lies within the problem. The solution is you within you, and the solution is you itself. So if you feel that you want to change it. If you feel you can go ahead with the same thing, please go ahead. So, but whatever it is, you have to decide for yourself. But I tell you, you have the answer within you.
Yes, definitely, sir. So the next question, and sir, as you mentioned, that most common challenge faced by student is overthinking. So, how to overcome overthinking?
I mean, so that was the first point in my first slide, overthinking. Uh, See, everybody does overthinking. We cannot challenge a human behavior or a human, mindset. We always have fear of something, fear of unknown, fear of abandonment, fear of not succeeding, fear of failure. So we cannot do anything about it. The only thing that we can do is notice overthinking, stop coming when you notice or become aware of overthinking. That's the entire point. When you can stop overthinking, when you're not able to stop overthinking, you ask question to your overthinking, and when you ask questions, the answers will come to you. You yourself will change from overthinking to a plenary state.
Yes. So the next question from me is, sir, what was your first reaction when you come to know about the muscular dystrophy, and how did you? Yes, sir.
Karuna, can you please repeat the question once again? I've joined through laptop.
Yeah, yes, sure, sir. So, sir, my question was, what was your first thought or first reaction when you come to know about the muscular dystrophy? Sir, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible. So, when muscular dystrophy happened, it happened in the year, I was 13 years of age. And 13 साल में ना मेरे को कुछ समझ था, ना मेरे साथ क्या हो रहा उसका समझ था. So I didn't know anything that had happened with me. But then over the years, I realized that this is a very tough thing that has happened with me. That this is a very, challenging thing that has happened with me, and I have to go through a lot of things in order to succeed in life. And who went through a lot is my parents, whom I am very grateful, and I pay the gratitude to them every day, because if they weren't there, I am not here. Because of them only I am here. But today, I can talk about today, what muscular dystrophy today is for me. I am much aware about my situation today. What I can do, what I cannot do, what I have it in hand, what I don't have in hand. And through all these knowings, or through all these awareness, I am able to, unleash my entire potential and do whatever I am able to, or could do whatever I want to do in this life. So to answer your question, now become aware about your situation, become aware about your condition, become aware about the environment that you are in, become aware about the surrounding that you are in, and then that's the exact point when you realize the potential key. What am I, what I have in hand and what I don't have in hand. Over to you.
So, so the next question is, sir, how to manage the time effectively, like enjoying the life also, doing the progress also. So, how this combination sets perfect?
I think time management, there's nothing called a, to me, I am only speaking from my experience. There is nothing called as time management. It is always about discipline. Because as I explained it in my session as well, time management is a process and a procedure. We are humans. We cannot follow process. we cannot follow procedures. Am I breaking, Karuna?
Yes, sir. You're
Is
audible.
my I am audible, right? So
Yeah.
we are people, we are human beings. We cannot follow a set process or procedure. That is the exact reason that we do not follow time management. So always follow discipline. Have a discipline about everything that you want to do. Have a set discipline. Morning where I will do this, afternoon where I will do this, or in the morning. So it is all about cultivating habits. It is all about cultivating habits. When you don't cultivate strong habits in yourself, you cannot achieve the dreams and the goals that you have. There's a famous saying that tell me your 5 good habits of yourself, I will tell you what your future is. So it is all about habit. It is all about discipline. So don't think much about time management, but always have time discipline.
Yes, definitely, sir. So next question is, so what if you achieve what you want, but still not content with it, like not satisfied with it?
Then do what you like to. It's as simple as that. Then do what you like, do what you love.
So what is that one thing which keeps you motivated, inspiring, which you would like to share with us?
I I'll answer this question. I'll answer this question, but only and only if nobody will judge me. Okay. So this is a disclaimer that I give before this question because I like myself very much, and I see myself as inspiration more than anybody else because I and Danesh Kanagraj are different soul altogether. So what can Danesh can only do, whatever Danesh can do is only through me. So I am really, inspired, motivated by myself, inspired by myself. I tell can that's how I keep myself motivated. And this can apply to each one of you because every day that each one of you are doing is a progress in life that you do. And when you do a progress in life, you succeed one step ahead, one step forward towards your goal. And when you do that, you should be happy, you should be contented, you should be motivated, and you should be inspired about yourself and not actually compare the journey of others with the journey of yourself. Now, I cannot compare your journey with me. I might be standing on the first step, you might be standing on the ninth step. So I cannot compare first step with ninth step. So always be inspired with yourself. Always you are your first motivator. Don't expect anything from others. Don't expect others to come and motivate you and push you. You can always have discussion. You can always have feedbacks. You can always have a lot of coaching from others. But it's you who should take the effort. It's you who should take the entire whatever.
Yes, definitely. So the next question is, how do you deal with the what can say pressure or the stressful situation? What is the best way of dealing those situations?
So why pressure comes in? Like we need to understand why pressure comes in. Now, stress or pressure only comes in when you have pile up of things or pile up of activities to be done. When we keep procrastinating our activities, when we keep procrastinating our things, that's when pressure builds up. Or when you do not have a culture of discipline, that's when pressure builds up. Like when you have to do your assignment today, and when you have to submit your assignment next week, you have time this week, You can finish it off this week, but what you think is, अरे चलता है next week करेंगे. The moment you do that with any kind of activity, pressure starts building up. So to answer that question is very simple. Have a culture of discipline. If something has to be done today, it has to be done today. There is nothing called tomorrow. आज करना है मतलब आज करना है. Because when you have to succeed in life, when when the opportunities knock your door, you cannot tell your opportunity, अरे कल आजा, आज मेरे को सोना है. You cannot say that.
Yes, sir, this is the most main cause of pressure, building pressure in students like us, this age group, and they end up saying the parents that I have more pressure in this field or that field. So that was like, very
There's
motivating.
nothing. It's my personal opinion. In life, there is nothing called as pressure. Everybody has 24 hours in their life. We have all the information, knowledge, internet in our hand. We have laptop, we have mobile phones. We are brought up in the best of the families. We have good parents, good siblings, good environment, good teachers around us. I don't see any reason for anybody to fail in this life. I don't see anybody to have pressure in this life. The only thing that I see is discipline, lack of culture, lack of value system in their life.
So the next question is being self-obsessed a bad thing or a good thing?
Now this is again subjective. I cannot. I can only reply generically. Self-obsessed in what? So self-obsessed. Now selfishness is something. Self-obsessed is something. So if you are self-obsessed about serving others, solving people's problem, uh, building up your skills, these are all good. If you're becoming selfish in a negative way, in a derogatory way, of course it's not. It's not right to do.
So as you mentioned, you read and write a lot. So can you tell me the benefits of writing or what you write? Like how can writing impact any person's life?
Karuna, I can go on and on and on and on this one question because my entire career started with writing, is standing very strong on writing, and whatever I speak today is also because of writing. I'll just tell you and others the practices that I do for writing. One, I write gratitude journal. What are the 5 things today I am grateful for? It could be simple of the simplest thing. Like for example, I like chicken most. So if mom would have cooked the chicken for me, I would write thank you. Gratitude to mom for cooking my delicious food or delicious dish. So that way you keep writing your gratitude journal. That is that by that what benefit you gain is you keep reminding yourself that what are the things that you are enjoying in life. Because a lot of time we don't understand, we don't realize the perk of life that we are enjoying. Sometimes talking to your best friend for 1 hour becomes a luxury sometimes. So writing that in your gratitude journal feels like yes, we have done something today. Enjoy life. Life always life. Life happens always in small things, not in bigger things. And when you start enjoying small things, that's when you start enjoying the larger things in life. This is the first practice that I do. Second is the to-do list. What are the kind of activities that I want to do tomorrow? The third is uh, uh, what are the things that have happened with me? May it be failure, may it be good, bad, what I want to learn, etc., etc., etc. What are the good things that I've learned today? Where did I go? Or kind of, journal writing. So whatever it is I write, whatever it is I write, I almost have 4 or 5 notebooks, each comprising of 200 pages, thousands of pages that I have. If you come and read that, people might understand who Danesh is. So keep writing. I mean, keep writing. As a student, we pursue. Karuna, I am telling you this, or each and everybody, one of you, we almost pursue 15 years of formal education. And if I ask one person to come on stage now and to speak in English for 2 minutes, we lack confidence. If I ask anybody to write 250 words or 300 words in any topic of your favorite topic, I don't choose topic, you choose topic, we fail to write that 300 words. So that is the intensity where we are failing. We don't look at the foundation, we always look at luxury things. We don't look at the necessity, we always look at the sky. But what about the ground? Thank you, Karuna. I can keep going on this topic because it's really close to my heart. Yeah.
Yeah. So the next question is how to maintain the positivity while you are doing some work. Well, I can put this question in another way that how to avoid negativities.
So, you know, you can choose to do a different time to do things which you don't like. For example, I don't like finance and accounts. So I always choose my fresh hours, that is in the morning hours from 9:30 to 11 o'clock. I always choose to do my tough things, what I don't like to do things in the morning hours. It is nothing that, negative things, positive things. You just have to turn around your timings. You just have to turn around your freshness towards that subject. So whenever I feel that this is not my forte, one is I delegate, I give it to somebody, to my employees or to my staff. If I cannot delegate, if I have to do it on myself, I change the timing that I want to do. But one thing is whether you like something or whether you don't like something, never have this choice of doing it like, I like this, I don't like it. If you have to do it, do it. But choose a wise time to do it. That's it.
So the next question is like, what message would you like to give to the youth or the young generations like us?
Start by doing what is necessary, then do what is possible. Suddenly, you will be doing the impossible. Don't directly jump on impossible things or don't directly jump on the skies. Start by doing what is necessary, then do what is possible, and suddenly you will realize that you are doing the impossible. I mean, that's the message.
Okay, so here we end up with the question answer session.
Well, just my finishing words or my submission is that we have endless possibilities in ourselves. We can keep redefining our possibilities. Life is full of possibilities and life is very beautiful. Live life to the fullest. When I can live life in just four walls of the room, sitting on the wheelchair, imagine that you all have, uh, you are all able-bodied people. You can, you just don't have wings, but you can fly. Only worry about the controllables. Only worry about what you have it in hand. Don't worry about what you don't have in hand. And don't think about the result, always focus on efforts. Always focus on efforts. Don't think about results. Result will come if you have put good effort. Result might not come if you have not put effort, but always focus on effort. So once again, I thank the entire VIT institution, biomedical engineering department, the Kimples conclave, Keisha for contacting me, getting in touch with me, coordinating throughout this. Karuna for hosting this entire session, and gratitude to all the professors and teachers and to all the teachers who are there. Gratitude to all of you. Thank you so much, and especially all the students. Sorry, thank you so much.
So,
Thank you, sir.
even I want to thank once again. Can you? Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So you truly made us believe, made us redefine the challenges and stretch our perception and open our minds to the possible solutions. The takeaway message for me in 3 lines is I've written the solution lies within the problem, the solution always lies within you, and the solution is me itself. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out your precious time and inspiring us by your story and instilling the importance of self discipline, networking, and moreover, making us believe in ourselves. Also, the 3 disciplines of life that is respect, care, and gratitude. I once again thank you for being here with us. Thank you so much.
Most welcome, Karuna. Thank you once again, everyone.
Thank you, Danesh, for
Geeta
giving
madam,
this inspirational talk. It was really inspiring, and it was the need of hour for all these students who are sitting. And I'm sure ki not even a single student who have joined. I know that at 4 o'clock the students just get over the lecture, and they could not. Many of them could not join actually, but those who have joined have not left. That I have noticed. Nobody who has joined didn't leave it. It was really inspirational and very motivational. Students need it at this time because of pandemic. Many of the students, I have children like you, your age. I have one child and younger child also I am having. So I know the difficulty in coping up with this situation. So the current situation also, your situation is much higher level of inspirational. Actually, we should say.
it's
Thank you
all
very much for
it's
taking
all
up.
God's grace, Geeta ma'am, and thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you so much for your kind words. It would have been more enriching if it would have been an offline session. I look forward to an offline session in the near future.
Yes, sir. Yes, Kanagraj.
I request everyone to please switch on their camera so that we can click this best moment.
Oh, lovely. So much lovely faces behind that hidden camera, closed camera. Sundari madam, good evening.
Yes, Sundari ma'am, maybe.
Oh, Ananya, okay, Ananya, you send me the email, okay. Oh, hi, Isha, thank you so much. I see you first time.
Hi, sir.
I hope I have met your expectation. Thank you for connecting.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes.
It was a great session, actually.
Yeah, it was a great session, and
Thank
we should call you later again for our. We also have TED talks and all, so I'll request our organizers also.
Definitely, definitely.
yes. Thank you so much, sir. It was very great, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
Then Ananya,
Sundari ma'am, you are on mute. Please
yeah, we
send a
cannot
copy to
hear.
me as well.
We can't hear Sundari ma'am.
I apologize for the technical glitch that happened. I don't know why this happened. Really sorry.
That we are used to actually in online session many times. We just go out of that meeting. We will not come to know also many times.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, done, ma'am.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Once again, thank you so much, sir, and all the participants. I request you all to please fill the feedback form.
I love the women power here. Whoever, I don't know the organizing committee, but I see all the girls out here who have organized this. So kudos to you people.
Yes, in this team there are many girls, and especially in biomedical engineering there are many girls, girl students.
Okay. Okay. Lovely, lovely. So take care. Bye bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. She is your student. Ma'am, we contacted through LinkedIn. We can contact through LinkedIn. That ma'am was asking. Sundari ma'am, we contacted through LinkedIn.
Ma'am, should I share the LinkedIn profile here? The link in the chat box?
Yeah. It may be useful for him also, na?
Yes, ma'am, I'll just share the profile
And
link.
he replies also on the LinkedIn.
Ma'am, I think she is trying to speak something, but she's not like
Yeah.
audible.
Her mic is not working, I think.
Yeah.
I thought she may be his teacher or something like that.